Hello, welcome to the under 5-minute engine tutorial. We'll show you how to make a basic engine today. Now first let us go to the top left corner. You'll see the year. It's 2012. Let us make sure it's 2012 or later. That'll make the job of making the engine easier. Let us choose now a basic block, an inline 4. Or really you can choose any of them, but for this example, a basic block. Cast iron, push rod or direct acting. Cast iron once again. Now, these parts are in the engine. Now, the job is to choose the materials. A strong material is forged steel. It is an excellent choice. Lightweight forged, and here, forged pistons for extra strength or low friction cast for economy. We'll try to make a family car engine today. Now, for compression ratio, we'll come back to that later on. Cam profile between 30 and 40 for a family car. On about sport, for a sports car and race car, you can go over here. But for a family car, somewhere about here. VVT for extra efficiency. Aspiration, we're using a naturally aspirated engine, which means the engine draws in air naturally. No forced induction of any kind, so we can skip this step. Fuel system, I would recommend an injection fuel system. Let's start with something like multi-points, which will really help you out. Single throttle, standard intakes for quiet operation. Let us use something like regular fuel, because family cars use something like this. Fuel mixture, 14.7 means that all the fuel injected into the engine will be burnt. Hypothetically, of course. Something less than 14.7 is called lean, which means here that for 1 part of fuel there'll be 15 parts of air, which means more air, and something over here is called a rich mixture, or anything more than 14.7 is called rich mixture. Rich mixture, more power, but more fuel consumption and more smoke, more particulates, more emissions. Lean mixture is the opposite. More fuel efficiency, less power, and theoretically lower emissions as well. Ignition timing, we will skip this for a while. RPM limit was set to 6,000, which means the computer will try its best to not allow the engine to spin faster than 6,000 times per minute. Now the exhaust pipes. Short cast at least, or tubular for something more exotic. Cats, 3-way or high flow 3-way, but must be 3-way. Modern times. Reverse flow for quiet operation, baffled for cheap, and straight through for sports cars. But if you want extra quiet, you can go with 2 reverse flows. And now you see there's a problem. The engine is knocking, which means the temperature inside the combustion chamber where the fuel is ejected to is too hot, which means the engine cannot ignite the fuel or explode it at the time the engine wants. It pre-explodes and it could damage the engine. Now, there's a few ways of reducing the knock. Number 1, reduce the compression ratio at the top end page, bring it down, and the knock is eliminated. But the power is low. We should aim for something about 120 horsepower at least, so that your car can move along quite nicely. But if you put the compression ratio back up, it's knocking. That's not good. Another way is to reduce the ignition timing, but it's not quite enough, is it? A very easy way to do it for your first engine is to use direct injection instead, which cools the combustion chamber and increases fuel efficiency. So you see, now the minimum quality of fuel required is 98. Let's say if you use 85, correction, 89.8. If you use 85 fuel, there's a problem, but regular 91, no problem. So let's just push the compression up to 90, close to 91, and you're quite done now. The engine works, and it runs. Thank you for watching.